School districts must comply with Title IX protections or lose federal funding. 8 jurisdictions are now under investigation for violating it, while 5 school districts in Virginia have already been accused of violating it. Its Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears spoke at an Arlington School Board district meeting to address the violations, where she was met with protest. One activist held a sign reading, quote, "If trans kids can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain." Earle-Sears responded, blasting the so-called tolerant left.
They equated bathroom opportunities with me being black in America, and here I am, second in command of the former capital of the Confederacy. Me, the immigrant, whom they say, as Democrats, they love more than anybody. Me, a black woman who they say they love, as Democrats, more than anybody. This is insane.
Wow. You know, as a black conservative, I've experienced the racism from the left many occasions, and we can get off air tonight and look at the comments on my social media. They blast me regularly. Seeing this, Griff, what is your take on this? Because we're not going to see this in mainstream media all over what the left is doing.
You know, I think it's one of those issues, again, Gianno, that falls in this 80-20 category. You know, it's really like the border, like cracking down on crime, as opposed to letting violent criminals run loose or let soft on crime policies continue to escalate crimes in your city. Parents don't want these transgender kids in bathrooms. They don't want biological males in women's sports or biological males in girls' bathrooms. And that's why you're seeing this crackdown. And I think that, you know, even before President Trump's administration started cracking down, Governor Glenn Youngkin really rode into office in Virginia by being a strong parents' rights advocate. And that's why you're seeing in the case of what Winsome Earle-Sears is targeting is what's happening in Loudoun County, and it's as clear as day, and parents across the country see what's happening there, and they don't want that in their city. And what the president's trying to do is say, look, if you're not going to abide by Title IX, then we're going to take your funding away.
That's right.
So I'm a Virginian and from Northern Virginia, and so to your point, Griff, I feel like we're having deja vu going back to the 2021 gubernatorial election. You had Glenn Youngkin at the time against Terry McAuliffe. I think he was down about like 5 points around this time. Winsome Sears is down by 7 against Democrat Abigail Spanberger. And parental rights became the predominant issue. It was that September 2021 debate when Terry McAuliffe basically said that parents don't really have a right, you know, in what their teachers teach their kids. And then there was this uproar. And he capitalized off of that and then rode that wave into victory. And then now you have Winsome Sears with this transgender issue, capitalizing off of it, capitalizing off of parental rights, standing up for parents. And then you have had a lot of issues in the Northern Virginia, particularly in the Loudoun County area. And you had these 2 boys recently suspended because a girl went into the boys' bathroom, videotaped them, and they dared to ask her questions about, like, why are you in here?
Exactly.
And the boys were on, right? So you've had a lot of these issues, or you had the, a few years ago, you had the boy wearing the skirt who raped the girl at Stonebridge High School. So you've had a lot of these issues dominating that area. And so it'll be interesting if Winsome Sears ends up victorious, just like Glenn Youngkin was, based off of this issue.
Dr. Saphier, we've seen a lot of medical associations, if you will. We saw it in the UK where they're pulling back on the transgender surgeries for youth. Why is it that we're seeing schools in the U.S. continue to push this ideology onto students everywhere?
Well, I mean, it really is all politics, and it's unfortunate. Title IX has been around for 50 years. It's always been a pillar of fairness. I'm a product of it because not just girls in sports came out of it, but also women in academics came out of it as well. And legislation that was once there to protect women is now completely diluted because of the changes from the Biden administration. The reason why that sign was so ridiculous, talking about the trans and black, white, I mean, going back, it just took us back so far.
It did.
Your skin color versus my skin color, that is settled science. what is behind this trans movement is not settled science. This is a matter of an opinion, and this is a culture war. And what is happening with these schools right now, if they are in this culture war, and not only are they hurting the girls that they are wanting to protect, but also all children are going to suffer if this funding is taken away. So it would behoove the schools, if they care about the children, to do what they can to make sure that their funding is there and also protect your girls and not just wage yourself into this cultural war and part of this movement, because this movement is going to be very short-lived. And just like we saw with a lot of other things, with the other countries that are rolling back all of these trans policies and the surgeries and recognizing that it is a form of, sometimes it is a form of mental illness and genital mutilation, the United States eventually is going to get there. We just tend to be behind.
Well, there it is.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.